R&B Money. We up. Tank. Valentine. We are the authorities on all things R&B.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? I am Tank.
I'm Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority on all things. All things R&B.
Yeah.
Today in the building, we talk about New Edition going from boys to men. This young lady has gone from young lady to grown woman right before our very eyes. She is gifted, she is beautiful, and she is none other than Miss Coco Jones.
Coco!
Coco!
You ate that. You ate that.
Coco! Hey, Coco! Okay.
Did you rehearse that? That was a good intro.
The Lord.
Wow.
My
The way he carried it,
Yeah,
he
he
spoke
used
right into your
rapper
genre.
It is from me being a rapper. Before we get started, Tequila to you.
Oh, purr.
You went crazy on the Soul Train Awards.
Thank you.
Live. Mic on.
Mike was on.
That's
Mic
the
on.
new shit they saying.
The mic was
Mic
on.
was
The
on.
mic
Mic was
It was
on.
hot.
Do niggas' mics be off? Whatever.
Oh, this is delightful. What is this?
It's a part of life that most aren't privy to. So today, you all,
It is good.
yeah,
Because normally the tequila comes with a side of burn, but this is good.
this comes with
This nigga here.
that.
You know what that is, man. Whatever.
Coco,
I'm crying.
yeah, you went so crazy on the
you.
Soul Train
Thank the
Awards,
Lord.
and I hate to start right here because we're going to go back to the beginning, right? But you were going so crazy, and I actually didn't get to see the show because I was doing so much running around, and I sat and watched the show on TV, and you started singing, and I was like, "That's singing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
R&B music.
It was a real
Thank
deal.
you.
No, that's how
Thank
you
you.
Real
deliver.
deal. Yeah.
Mic on,
Yeah.
okay? You're giving them face, fit.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Drip, everything. You're giving them the whole thing.
Do that again. What is
You talking about my hair being
Yes.
laid?
Laid.
Yes, the hair was laid.
I mean,
Write that down so you know that next
the
time.
hair
Yeah.
was laid.
The hair was laid.
Not
laid.
dripped. Because then that
Yeah,
would have been
drip
like a
is
wet
jewelry.
set. That would have been like a
I
wet
knew
set
drip
too,
was,
though.
I mean, I just wanted to say drip from head to toe.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
that's fine. Yeah,
Ladies,
whatever y'all, however
you know.
y'all want it to be. Hair laid.
Just adding that to your,
her
vernacular.
Lord Jesus.
the Lord,
Yeah. You feel me?
you know what I'm saying?
she had it
Her
going.
last supper was out there. You understand what I'm saying?
You know, you could say I was eating like it was the Last Supper. You know, because they used to be like, you ate?
You rap too.
You can say that.
Okay.
You got
You're
that.
right.
You got
You
that.
rap? Do you rap? Can you rap?
I'm not even going to speak on that because the girls who really be rapping.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do surprise myself with a little bar. But I just don't tell nobody.
I surprised myself too. In my earlier days, as
Everything okay on the side?
As MC Hurricane, I was
Oh.
I started
Hurricane.
though. I started by.
I was a terror in the hood.
Was it really MC Hurricane?
Yes, MC Hurricane. In the hood, I battled.
This ain't about you. So Coco Jones.
Sorry, Mr.
But
Hurricane.
he go too far with this shit.
It bothered me, and something you said that was really dope before we started. Like, you hearing you sing, and you getting into that moment and delivering, and then the announcer, the commercial comes up and starts talking while you're singing. And I get it, I guess in terms of the format of the show or whatever they have to do to promote and all these cool things.
That shit ain't cool.
But that shit wasn't cool.
Okay, well, I look at it like this.
And you
A
said
year-
humble beginnings,
Right. That's why I said humble
which
beginnings.
I respect, but at the same time, as a fan, it angered me.
And when somebody getting busy. Like the young fella Q.
Getting
Getting
busy.
busy.
Y'all were
Don't
getting
go to fucking
busy.
commercial.
Okay, guys. First of all, it's a whole show and they got to fit a whole
cool.
show into the lineup.
That's cool.
And
They cut something else, not the singing.
what they supposed to cut?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, something. Figure it out. I don't edit.
Right.
But,
But-
and then we got to figure out, okay, if there is a commercial, then let's set aside, let's find a moment to where that can be, because it's going to be re-aired, right? So Let's find a moment for that full performance to be televised.
The
That's
full
important.
performance is available for people to watch. It's just not on the entire show. And they had already told me that before I even did my performance. But here's why I said humble beginnings, because a year ago, I was watching it mad as hell. Why am I not on it? So now I'm there, and then I'm going to be mad that they cut my performance a little bit? No. I know it's just a start.
You are doing it the right way. We're going to be angry for you.
Thank you.
I'm a cuss a motherfucker out. That's how I live my life.
I am screaming.
Because we are so...
Oh, you want half my performance? You're not gonna get the full me then. I'm not coming.
I'm screaming.
I'm not
One day,
showing up.
maybe one day.
No, not one day. It's
not one
happening.
day.
It's
It's
gonna
happening.
happen.
It's
Yours
happening.
is coming. It's
As-
coming. No,
I
listen.
just got here. Okay, I'm just happy to be here.
You gonna be here.
You are here.
You gonna be here.
And we want...
You gonna be
We are celebrating... We are in the space of motivating and encouraging those kinds of moments. Those are the moments that are going to continue to inspire the next generation, as you are the new generation of R&B. But the next the kids coming, you know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, 7 years old, he already had a record deal. But anyway, when I was a kid, 7, 8, 9 years old, watching amazing performers on television, you know what I mean? Those are the things that inspired me. And so that, for me, your entire performance, I felt, was necessary in that. But I digress. It upset us.
Thank you.
And we'll move
I
on.
love how political
Thank
you
y'all.
are.
Yeah.
I
She on her shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now, y'all already know I was
She
media
a pro.
trained.
She been doing this for a
Somebody
minute.
got some training.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that
A little
too.
media training
We get
on
to
the
the
side.
training. We know about the training.
Okay,
We get
true to it, not new to it, but first.
Yeah.
Coco, Le Coco,
Le Coco.
Le Coco, I mean, you refer to the USD say a few times in the pod.
Oh, she don't start, huh?
Listen,
You're
man,
acting
okay?
crazy.
Okay, yo puedo hacer todo el podcast, yo puedo hacer. Let's go back to, as you say, humble beginnings, the very beginning.
Yeah.
When was the first time somebody said, oh, that baby right there got it? Or that you saw and felt that moment happening. You was like, oh, shit.
That's so funny that you asked that. The first time somebody noticed that I could really sing, I don't even think I was 2 years old. So basically, my mom had her friend over, and her friend was a violinist. And they were talking, and I was just watching Barney. Literally, they're talking, and the lady's like, hold on. I'm sorry. And she just stops talking. My mom's like, what? What? She's like, your kid. They're singing everything back in perfect pitch. Your child has a perfect ear. And my mom was like, okay, like, period. When I tell you from then on, I literally have never stopped making sounds, singing, humming. Like, in all the baby videos, it's all I'm doing at all times.
In all the baby videos.
Literally, it's crazy. Like, I'm always making some sort of music. And that was the first time it was noticed. The first time I felt it was, like, I would come from athletes. My dad played professional football. So I know what it's like when you, like, score and everyone reacts to the score. It feels like you ate that. You know what I'm saying? You feel that momentum. You
How
feel
did it
that
feel like growing
energy.
up in the house with Mike Jones? When it's like niggas just running around like, going, Mike Jones. Like, this niggas doing that to your dad?
First of all, yes, they were, but he's not the rapper one. Like,
Not the
mad
rapper
people
one.
got the name Mike Jones, okay? Like, he's not that one. But, yeah, we'd be outside doing drills in the summer. I'm like, sir, I'm in third grade. I don't know what this has to do with much, but okay, here we go.
You was outside doing drills.
Outside with, like, but I was also very competitive. Like, I'd be the one on flag football, like, dodging all types of dudes, and then, like, I'd go and score, and then I'd, like, pose. And they'd be like, were you the one posing? I'd be like, that's me, period. Like, I was always so competitive, so I knew that feeling of, like, doing something good and seeing the reaction. And I remember I had done, like, this little Broadway type show with my school, like, young kids, and I had a little solo, and I remember seeing the reactions, and I was like, this is the same reaction as when I score. I was like, what is this?
This is when I score.
Yeah.
It's giving, everyone's cheering. So I'm like, what does this mean? I'd say that was like the first time that I really noticed it. Really young, though. All of this stuff was really young.
And you from the South, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm from Tennessee.
So, was it country at first for you? Was it country music or no?
You know
Is
what's
it?
funny? It was definitely
Great question.
gospel.
It's gospel,
My mom
okay.
was like,
Okay.
you are going to serve the Lord with this voice of yours. I was like,
Is that
okay,
her voice,
I'm not. she's like, Courtney, you will serve the Lord with this voice.
Yeah.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm 9. So like, whatever you want to do, that's what we're going to do. Like, what am I going to object? So my mom was trying to get me in all these gospel lanes and it just wasn't happening. It wasn't panning out. Like I was supposed to join this one Christian group, like Pure NRG. Hope you guys aren't a group right now. If you are, I'm so sorry. I hope you're doing well if you are. It just like wouldn't work. Like the doors would just keep closing and the doors that would
you
open.
probably wanted to pose too.
I did want to pose, but you can pose for Christ.
You can't really pose.
You can pose for Christ. Don't even do that.
Yes,
Don't put yourself in a box.
Can you show me what the pose for Christ is?
It's like this.
It's not, man.
Or this one.
You do not need a cross.
I don't think that's gonna work.
No, it worked. It's the heart. He knows your heart.
You just told me it didn't work. Now you saying it worked.
It didn't work for me.
What do you think it was?
I think it was just like God had a different plan for how I'm going to impact, you know?
For sure.
Because you can be in the gospel category and be a light, and you can be in the secular music and be a light. It's about your actions. It's not about like what job you do. You can be a postman and be a light. You know what I'm saying? It's about what you're carrying, what you're bringing to the world, what you're offering, what you're talking about. So it just wouldn't pan out like that. But the doors that would open would be like Kids Bop or like a commercial about like broccoli cereal. And I'd be like, I do it. And it would happen. And that's just kind of how it panned out.
And you're doing this from Tennessee.
Yes, I would audition and they'd have like cattle calls and things like that. And I would do music there, like as much as they could offer me. I mean, but I was also just trying to figure it out. Like my mom made this ghetto little EP on her computer and I was like talking about basketball and singing about like sleepovers and stuff. But you know what was really dope was I would do all these live performances. Like, you want to pause there?
I want to hear the sleepover song. I want to know what the lyrics were. To the,
you know what the basketball...
my friends and they all come over and then it starts, it's a sleepover.
You know what? Stop playing with me because it would be giving soul. This one about basketball, it was like jump ball, hey, kicking it to me.
Ooh.
Watch me work it.
Hey.
I'm jumping out the gym.
Oh.
Like it was fire.
Yeah.
It was fire. And then I had this other one about like doing chores.
It was fire.
Excuse me. Don't play with me because I always was giving soul now.
It sounded, yes. Yes.
And it had like a cute little, it was like funky, like, anyway,
It's getting
stop
worse.
Stop playing with me, because all I had was like all these like older musician guys, like that's all they knew. They didn't know hip hop.
Why
They were
do they
like,
always put the old niggas with the kids to work?
where was
like,
I gonna find the young
no,
people?
it's just so funny that always happens though.
It really did give that. Like this guy that was a judge at a talent competition that I won. He was like, I'll work with you for free until whenever.
He saw the talent.
He saw the talent. So it'd be him and like he'd be like, Courtney, you ready? I'd be like, here we go, Rob. Jump out. Like I was eating it. I felt like I was personally eating it.
Jump out.
You trying to
Stop. Wait, why is it sounding like what's sad is that it's actually giving that. Hey.
Okay, go ahead.
I still don't like it.
Don't be hating because
I'm
if you
feeling
listen to it, you'd be like, okay, this kind of has a little slap.
Can you send it to me?
I'll send it to you. I'll find
I
it.
know don't act like I'm gonna find it. They always act like that when they know they got it.
I know your
I've
mom
ever
has
sang.
every one.
My mom has every song I've ever
This
sang.
is my camera right here. Mama Jones.
Mama Jones.
Can you send us jump ball? Is it jump ball? Is that what it's called?
I don't know what
We're
it's
gonna
called.
call it jump ball.
Yeah.
It's the basketball song. We need to hear the basketball
She knows
song.
the basketball song. My mom would also help me write. I'd be like, thanks, girl. But you want to know something crazy? When I was also a rapper, because I used to sing, act, rap as well, my older brother would write all my raps.
Oh, wow.
About the sleepover?
Different ones, okay?
I'm trying to
play.
I'm trying to put two and two together. That's all I'm trying to do.
There were other songs. It was what I was going through in my life. Not doing chores, my best friend moving away, basketball, sleepovers. I mean, I don't know.
That's what the music
Get
should
into the
be,
money.
though.
But
I'm actually with it. I'm
What's-
making
was
jokes
being-
about it.
what's
but
great-
no.
what's
Seriously,
really-
it
yeah.
is supposed to be there at that age.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
What
the
else
music
was I supposed to write
You
about?
were writing your life, which
Right.
is
I was
crazy
literally
because that's
writing
what we
my-
preach, right? But
Yeah.
you were literally like writing
Yeah.
the very nuances, and it sounds funny, but those simplest things, those are hit records.
Yeah.
Okay?
A sleepover record right now,
No,
my
you-
son will sing the mess out of a sleepover record.
That's what I'm saying.
No, we need those records again.
Yeah.
We actually do.
For kids
All
to be
jokes aside,
kids.
Like when we had Ray Parker Jr. on here, and he talked about writing Mr. Telephone Man for New Edition. Like obviously, you don't even need a telephone man no more, really. But in that, when he wrote that record, when I was a kid and I heard that song, it connected to me.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So we actually do need that again. We need younger artists, especially if you're, preteen or teenage. You should be singing about that. You shouldn't be singing about, what grown-ups is going
There should not be a club in your song.
Yeah, ain't no club. But they do. They had kid clubs when I was young too. I don't know. You couldn't go outside.
I went to a kid club.
He wasn't outside.
You couldn't go. Oh,
No, he was full
religious.
in the church.
Church was full out.
Yeah. They had a
that's
thing
alright.
in the Bay called Black Saturday. Whew, boy. Okay, go back to what I mean.
Okay, mine was not giving
Ask
that.
your manager. She's from the Bay. Ask your manager.
That
She'll tell you about
sounds
Black Saturday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But back
okay.
to Coco Jones writing the songs about basketball.
Oh my gosh, y'all are trying to play me in this basketball.
We not. We
That's
not. We just
okay.
wanna-
Can you play basketball?
I did play for a really long time, and then when I started singing, I was missing practice and stuff, and I couldn't balance them both,
Okay.
and I just chose singing.
All right, so we went to missing practices, and so apparently at some point things started getting crazy.
Yeah.
When was that? What time period was that where you just felt like there was an influx of demand for what your gifts were?
Around 12. Around 12 is when I did Next Big Thing, which is like American Idol, Disney's version of that.
Okay.
Actually, Chloe and Halle were on it too. But
dope.
I did that, and then once you kind of become one of the people that they go to, they send you out to a lot of things. So I was on tours. I was performing, doing hour shows.
You said
I was
doing
getting
an
into
hour?
it. Yes. I was doing shows, and then I would be auditioning at the same time for roles. My acting was real crusty at that time, though, so wasn't getting a lot. But I was getting better and better with time, and I just would always be in LA. And every summer, I'd be like, all right, y'all, I'm going to go be Hannah Montana. I'll see y'all. I don't know when I'm going to see y'all again, but, you can definitely come to my show whenever,
You was flexing too.
I knew I was going that way. I was like,
Yeah.
it's this for me.
Okay.
I don't know about y'all, but.
So 12 years old, you get your ears. You get your Mickey Mouse ears. You full Disney.
Okay.
No, seriously though. I'm not
LOL.
making a joke.
I mean,
I'm serious as hell.
that's when I was really, really working with Disney Channel a lot. And I mean, that's like the perfect place to be at the time, you know,
For
because
sure.
you want to be. Me personally, my mom is not a stage mom. My mom was like, if you're not trying to work, I'm going home. I'm tired. So
Yeah.
I was always the one like, okay, what can I do more of? Like, I was hungry for it this whole time, you know? So for me, it was like the perfect scenario. Like, I'm doing these guest stars, and then I get this movie, and it felt like a dream to me. Like, it was just like a dream. Like, I would go to the park, and I'd sing there, and then I get to ride rides, no lines. Like, this was everything. This was everything I ever needed, you know?
Yeah.
I was very, very happy. But yes, I was
So did you?
fully in it.
For you though, was it a choice to go the Disney route, or was that just what was available?
It was just, we didn't know anything. Like,
Right.
we were just like going. Like, I'm just grateful that my mom and dad had started some businesses, so they did know like certain things. Like, Coco is my business name, and I have like business, it was all business savvy, the things that they did. But as far as like, we had never
They had
done
corporations
this.
set up for you.
Yeah,
as,
stuff like that,
yeah.
and like to protect me and whatnot. But as far as knowing what we were doing in the industry, we were just going through the doors that opened. Like,
And is your dad still playing at this time?
oh no, he retired when I was much younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were able to focus on pushing your career.
Well, yeah, my mom was really the one that like would be on the road with me, and then my brother and sister, they both played sports, so my dad would be like nurturing their careers. You know what I'm saying? And it was really just like whatever opens, that's what we're gonna go through.
Yeah.
You know. And my mom, she did a really good job of just finding as much opportunity as she could. You know, for a while she was management, agent, stylist.
For sure.
Performance
That's how it be.
coach. She was
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
you
that's how
know.
it be.
That's crazy because it's so different because where we come from, or where I came from anyway, I just didn't know what that was. I knew I could sing.
Yeah.
I knew I could write a song. I knew I could make a track. I didn't know what to do after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mama didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Father military, mother working 2 jobs at department stores.
Did you do any like talent shows or anything?
I mean, I was already a professional gospel singer in high school, but if it wasn't church,
Yeah, I wasn't doing it.
I didn't know much about it. I wasn't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it was always choirs, and I had been, introduced to John P. Key and all these things at an early age. So that's, I still didn't know what it was on the other side of the TV screen.
Yeah.
I still didn't know how any of that worked.
No, because
Yeah.
it sounds like from what you're telling us that you were the one pushing for it early.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like finding
yeah.
these things to get involved in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very, very passionate. Like, I would wear like my pajamas to the studio because I knew I had to get up for school. But like, I would rather be there doing that all night. And my mom would be like, "You ready to go?" I'm like, "No, Mom, one more try." And another thing too, like, I would sing all the way through. It was old ass equipment. So I would have to sing the takes all the way
Oh, you
through.
was performing on
Gladys
tape.
Knight.
probably.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
sing-
saying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of the stuff that I do now is because of how hungry I was and just using whatever resources were around
but it
me.
was preparing you for
Yeah, it was
what
definitely
coming.
preparing me. And my mom, like, she saw my passion for it. She's not, she's going to do whatever she can. So she would research, like, casting opportunities or, like, see something or hear about, go and meet this person or, like, call one of my uncles or something, be like, "Do you know anybody?" Like, it was just whatever we could do.
Man, shout out to your moms.
Shout out to
Okay.
For
moms.
real. For real,
And my
because
dad's too, for holding it down with my other
we
siblings.
talk about that. We always talk about that, about, parents believing
Yeah.
and buying in. Because even from whatever that is, if it's music, if it's sports, if it's television and film, whatever it is, your parents have to sign up with it with
Yes.
you.
Yep.
It becomes their life too.
Yes. Yes.
And that's a really tough thing, especially as a parent. And Tank and I both know this. As a parent, it's like, okay, you say you won't do this because now it's going to take this amount of time out of everyone's lives,
Right.
not just yours.
Right.
And obviously, kids don't really understand that. I was in the music business as a kid, so it never really clicked to me that, oh, they're doing this for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always just looked at it like, this is what they want me to do, so this is what we're doing. But as I'm pushing toward it,
That's a great perspective.
someone
Yeah.
has, what I mean? Like, they got to sign up, with
right.
you. They have
right.
to.
That's their career as well.
Absolutely.
It's not like they can go and follow their other passions while making sure your passion gets off the
not
ground. It's a
gonna
balance game, and the child's dreams and goals win. That's why I ain't trying to have no kids no time soon. I'm like, hell no.
That just took a turn.
As you were saying that, I was thinking about it. I was like,
So you made you not want to have kids.
no. You, when you were saying all that about the
She looked
sacrifice,
at us
I was
like, "Yeah, you old ass nigga. I ain't even gonna have no kids. I'm good on that."
No, that's so not what I'm saying.
That's great.
I'm just like, I really am finally just dipping the toe in all of the dreams that I've been wanting since
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
doing these little commercials at 9. I'm just dipping the toe. I got to dive in.
You have to.
And I'm not
Yeah.
having no little kids. No time soon.
What is a turning point? What is as you're young and you're getting all of these opportunities, like what you would consider your big break? Where you're like, "Oh shit, I'm in it now."
Yeah.
Looking around and you see craft services and all the what is?
Okay.
This nigga loves craft
I
services.
love craft services.
That's a
my
dangerous
He's the
game you're
snack
playing.
king. He's the snack king.
favorite.
so he
I'm
loves-
Snack
he
King
lo-
Cole, Snacky Robinson.
He loves
Like,
craft services.
but what is the moment as you're looking around and you're like, okay,
I've
we're not in-
arrived.
We're not in Nashville no more.
Yeah.
I don't even think she was in that. Well, I don't.
No, Tennessee.
She wasn't even
No,
in
you weren't in
Nashville.
Nashville.
though.
You
no,
were
no, no,
in-
no, no.
I was in Lebanon.
Who?
Lebanon.
Lebanon? Or
Lebanon. Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, we probably call it Lebanon.
Lebanon. But we call it Lebanon.
L-E-B what?
Lebanon.
Sound like Lebanon to me.
Sound like Lebanon. Sound like Lebanon.
My big break was definitely Let It Shine. I mean, that is still what people talk
know you
about and associate me with first.
Yeah.
Even with all this other stuff going on. I remember like the audition process, and like pretty much everybody that we know was in that auditioning room,
Yeah.
all of us as little kids and young girls, young black girls. So like it would just get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, this pool. And I think I auditioned like 7 times. So that meant we had to come to LA multiple times,
Hold on,
you know?
you had to fly here to audition.
Yeah, I didn't move here until I was an adult.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or like if it was important, then it'd be like, all right, let's get out there.
So
you know?
was the audition on their dime, or you all had to pay for it to get? Got it.
LOL.
Got it.
LOL.
Yeah.
If you want it,
You want it? Come on, get it.
Okay.
this is
Very
the time
much.
you need to be there.
Very much. It's giving or next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I got that film and it came out, it was the #1 TV movie that year. And I just remember the momentum, like right after that, like it was like, okay, now you're gonna have this TV show and you're signed, you're at a record label, da-da-da-da-da. Like it was just going so fast, and it feels kind of like now, you know, like all this momentum and like building up to something. But I was 14, you know, and I didn't know that would ever stop. So I was like, I told y'all, you try to play me? Here we go. Told y'all I was Hannah Montana, giddy up.
Yeah.
But literally like, it was all these things that were supposed to happen, and I did put out a project. It's so crazy, like Victoria wrote on my first EP. Isn't that crazy? Yes.
Oh, dog.
And Tommy was
Yeah.
on it too. Tommy produced it
Tommy.
on it too. Like all the people, like we are all like doing big things now, but it was like Taylor Parks was on it too, like crazy. But it all was like going like this, and then it just like stopped. But not drastically. In my mind, it felt like that. But it was more like, okay, my management at the time did not know like what to do. They didn't know how to create opportunity. They knew how to keep.
Because
they knew how to
everything
keep what was already
under
hot.
one umbrella too, right?
What do you mean?
As far as like the
management and
movies.
the-
No, not even just the business side of it. From your business side of it, I'm talking about the business that you guys were in. Because like you were signed to Hollywood Records, right?
Yeah.
And they're connected to.
Never said that out loud. Eek. Well, you said it.
I said it.
I did agree.
You know what?
But all of these companies were connected to each other, though. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a full package deal, but you kind of know if you have a show, you finna make music.
Yeah.
And if you're doing really well with
And you're
music,
only
they're
gonna
gonna
do-
try to put you on a show, you know?
And you're only going to do a deal with their company.
You can do whatever you want to do, but at the time, I mean, when you're a young kid and this looks like the next obvious step, the
Yeah.
whole golden ticket, that's what you're gonna do. You don't
Yeah.
think like, now that I have leverage, let's see what you can do for me. Like,
Yeah, right.
what?
For sure. For sure.
What? I
For
was
sure.
like, sign it.
Yeah.
But my mom was like, something in my shondo says no. So I did do the record deal, but I didn't do the TV show.
And I asked that because our podcast is informative. We want it to be as informative as possible. And your situation is so unique for a guest that we've had. That's why I asked that, like, you know, because it's kind of American Idol-ish. Like you said, like
Yeah.
when you do American Idol, you're signing to a certain label that's connected to American Idol.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I won American Idol and now I'm about to go do, you know, this whole campaign and go meet all these labels
Right. No.
and run it up.
Right.
Ain't no running it up.
No, it's giving like, we put you on.
Yeah.
You're
here.
going to stay right on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, these were all things that I wanted to. I didn't know what shopping was and going to other labels, and I didn't know any of that. I was like, I want to do, what can I do to be Raven, Hannah Montana? Like, what can I do? This is what you do. This is what we doing.
Right.
You know? So at the time, like, it looked like all of these things were going to work out, but there's also a formula. And if you're a black girl who can sing, you're not gonna fit into that formula. Like, you're already throwing off the balance, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't look like those girls that I said I wanted to be like. I definitely don't sing like them. The music doesn't even fit me that I'm being told to do. So what? And I didn't do the TV show, so now the main marketing strategy is not, I didn't do that.
Was there a reason you didn't do the TV show?
I think part of it, from what I don't really know because I was much younger, but part of it I feel like was how long I was gonna be under, you know, that umbrella.
Oh, that contract keep getting longer and longer. Yeah.
And then
I want to sign to my
also,
label. Got a little record company, got a little label.
and then also too, like, I knew that I wanted to like have a different type of longevity. And so I do feel like my mom was smart in like taking what we could get from the experience, but not diving so deep in that you're really, really stuck as that character. You know what I'm saying? Like stuck.
No, because it can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially if you do it really, really well.
Yeah. If
You are
do it
that
really big.
person.
You are
to
that
everyone.
person forever. And the transition
Forever.
is that much more difficult. Or growing up, for that matter,
Yeah.
is that much more
Yeah.
difficult.
And I think, God was definitely protecting me. But at the time, I was like so disappointed because it just wasn't, I was like, this is what I was saying I was going to do the whole time.
It didn't pan out the way you saw it.
It didn't pan out the way I was
So when you
sure
say
it was gonna
slow
happen.
down, as you put it, in that moment, what does that feel like to you? And what are you doing to, I guess, fill the space or fill the time or void that you're feeling?
Man, well, I was also trying to graduate early. So now I'm like 15.
Are you in school or homeschooled?
Homeschooled.
Okay.
I was trying to graduate early because I was like, I need to move to LA. Now I need to move there because that's where the opportunities are. That's why I'm not like this big star. I'm here. I need to go. So I was trying to go, like finish school and get out of there. And I also was like, I guess I was really in my religious mindset because I was like, where am I sinning? Because this isn't happening the way it's supposed to happen. So what what didn't I do right? And so I was like,
crazy.
like my friends would call me like the nun because I'd be like,
I'm
no.
I'm gonna sit this one out and let y'all have.
Oh yeah,
that
you're not
conversation.
feeling this one?
No. Not that I'm not feeling it. I just don't understand that
Ah, I see.
because I wasn't raised that way. So there is no.
How do I say this with the
There's nothing telling me because I did this is not happening.
Right.
That's the best way that I can put it. You know what I mean? There's no like commandments of I didn't follow that, so this didn't happen for me.
Yeah.
I've never.
I think we were.
I don't
Yeah.
have that.
In that church space that we were
you know
in,
what I mean?
it was very much everything was connected to. You know what I'm saying? The good and bad things were definitely centered around.
Yeah.
Well, how are you living? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, what did
very
you do?
So you
Work-centered.
miss. So you miss curfew.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Anything.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said some bad words last week. That's why the Lord is, that's why this opportunity didn't come through. You got to slow that down. You know what I'm saying? Like God is trying to tell you something. You ain't doing something. It was always that you're not doing something right. Therefore, that's why this is not happening. Pimping.
I'm so done. I'm so done.
Boy.
Very much done. But no, at the time, like I really like was diving into
I was-
that.
yeah,
like
I know
what
exactly where you were.
What okay, I was like, how do I live perfect? Because that must be why my prayers
not
aren't
happening.
answering. So I'd be the nun, like the goodie. Like I was not doing nothing, but I just wanted to graduate and I wanted these things to work out. And then I got dropped. And then I was like, oh, now I'm rebellious because someone lied and I'm furious. I'm 16. I haven't done anything. All the girls are doing everything. I'm done. I'm outside.
All the girls are doing everything.
I mean,
are you snitching to the Lord?
No, this was really me talking to God. I'd be like, okay, what
They've
the
done
heck?
everything.
Like,
I've
are you
done-
being for real? I'm like, I didn't do anything. I was sitting here and now, and it's not. Okay, so I'm done. And that's really how I was. Like, and I mean, I wasn't out here wilding because first of all, I was homeschooled. It's not like I was about to go. Like,
Yeah.
I went to like some parties with the girls who would dance with me, like my dancers.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
Yeah.
sneaking out, yeah. Like, I was so not like really with it. You know what I'm saying? But then I did graduate.
Speaking out.
She's the greatest. This is great. We're gonna have so many sound bites.
Literally. But you wanna know something so funny? Can I tell a funny story?
Whatever you want.
Go crazy.
Okay, bet. So this was the first time I ever snuck out, right? And my mom and dad went to go somewhere with my sister for volleyball. So me and my brother were at the house. My brother was like, yeah, I'm sneaking out. And I was like, what? He was like, I'm sneaking out. I was
How
like,
old were you?
I was older than him. Like I was 16. Yeah, I was 16 and he was 15. He was like, I'm out. I was like, where? I was like, where are you going? He was like, I don't know. I'm just going to be outside. I was like, well, what if what? I was just like, wow, we're rebellious? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was like, so me too. I was asking my dancer, I was like, where the party at? She was like, okay, yeah, you can come with me to this party. Like, it was like deep Nashville. Okay. Now, I don't really go outside like that. I was with my mom. I was very much like trying to like be booked. I was on sets. The only times I had went to Nashville was for the studio sessions, auditions, performances, and now I'm finna go to the party, right?
So how far is Nashville from Lebanon?
It's like 45. 40,
Okay.
45.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all sneaking out there. 45
you
minutes?
sneak-
Yeah.
yeah.
And here's the
That's a
thing
real
too, like
sneak.
we had a long driveway.
get right back.
So I was driving with no lights on. I was like, I was sweating. I was like, I was.
Wait,
it's
why are
forest
you driving with no lights on?
because
and
my
they're not
neighbors are
home?
snitches. Because they
It
was
gets
gonna
deeper. It
tell.
gets deeper.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was scared. I was driving, could not see. I had my
strategy.
glasses on. It's so much forestry and deers. I was like, oh my God, Bambi, please. Like, I can't today. Okay, so I sneak out, right? And my mom sends like this text. She's like, thank you guys so much for like not having any attitude when we were like, stay home. We love y'all. And I was in the club. I was like, no, Mom, no problem, girl. I was at this party, right? I was at this party. And so then this guy that I had liked at the time, who also went to my church, I was such a square. He went to my church, but he was like the rebellious type. I was like, ooh, he's definitely sinning. Ooh, Lord.
Church stuff.
Okay, church stuff.
Church stuff.
He was so hot.
That's a church club.
Okay, so he was saying he was gonna come there or whatever. And I was like, okay, period. So when I walk in or whatever, I remember it was like a cloud of smoke. This is my first time like even being around anything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is the haze. This is the spirit. This is the spirit. This is the dark spirit haze. This is that.
They
I
told
was
me
like,
about.
I was like, I should leave. And then I was like, I'm gonna stay. So I went in there or whatever. So then I was like dancing with my friend and I couldn't find my phone. This was after my mom had texted me. My phone had like a bedazzled case. Like somebody was going to see my phone. It was like pink, bedazzled, Claire's, sparkles bright. And so I'm like, okay, where's my phone? Now I'm really freaking out because I didn't snuck out. I just responded to I said, you're welcome in the group chat. I'm scared. So then I was like, I was asking my dancer, I was like, my phone, I can't find it. So literally all these girls, I felt like such sisterhood, very much Cheetah Sisters. Literally all of us came together, we did like this, and they had their phones with the lights, and we went like, all through the dance floor. And like, we didn't see it. So I was like freaking out. I was like about to have a breakdown. And then the DJ was like, yo, we got a pink phone at the DJ booth, pink phone at the DJ booth. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. I went and got my phone. I was like, okay, I really need to leave. That was the Lord saving me. I should just leave. And then I was like, I'm gonna stay. So then I stayed. And then the guy that I liked came and I was
pulled
like,
up.
He did pull up. I was like, oh
Okay.
my God.
Church stuff. Church stuff.
Yes.
What was his name?
I'm not saying his freaking name.
Give him a shout out.
You know who you are, church
You
stuff.
know who you are.
He know who he
You
is.
made
He
the
know.
R&B Money Podcast,
Give him
church
a
stuff.
shout
Okay, you know,
out.
I was nice to your little sister, but she was bad. I was just trying to hang with you though. She was bad. But anyway, so yeah, he came to the party or whatever, and then like I was like, oh my God, boot up, boot it out. But anyway, yeah. So then I went home and I didn't get caught or anything. But that was like my first time sneaking out, fully 16.
Hey, man, she is great.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
So yeah, that was my first time sneaking out.
You didn't get caught.
I did not get caught. I mean, I'm telling now, but girl,
Yeah, you grown
don't
now.
try me, Mom. Anyway, but yeah, so I got dropped and stuff, and like I didn't know what was happening. You know what was also so weird? Like I was watching a lot of interviews. I would watch like interviews, like Beyonce being interviewed, like Kobe. Like I would watch anything, like just to see what these people that I looked up to, what they were talking about, and like what they would say about the journey. And I'd be like, I always would feel like they are not saying enough about the journey. Like, where's the bad parts? You know, like
Right,
where are
yeah.
the bad? Like, how long did it take?
Yeah.
What did you do?
When
in
did
the
you get
meantime?
dropped?
Right. Like all
Right.
of these
Yeah,
things.
no, you be
like,
looking
know
for
what I'm
that,
saying?
though.
You
I
were
was looking for like
something that related or spoke to
make it
where
feel
you
normal
were.
that
Yeah.
it wasn't happening good for me.
Absolutely.
So that's why I try to be like more transparent about everything that happened, just because I was like, is this okay? Like,
Yeah.
does this mean I'm still gonna
Yeah,
win?
absolutely.
Or what?
Absolutely.
What does this mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of like what I was doing to fill the space. Yeah.
And you were still living with your parents at the time. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I was 16. And then when I was 17, I graduated early and I moved to LA and I was staying with like kind of like godparents type. And then I got this opportunity to be on Broadway. So then I moved to New York by myself. And then I was like, oh, I'm definitely not having roommates when I come back.
In the same year.
In the same year.
You're on Broadway at 17?
You book a Broadway show. That's crazy.
So then I was in New York and all my family came to New York for Christmas. But for the most part, I was like there by myself.
At 17.
17 and then I turned 18. I had my 18th birthday in New York.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Where were you staying in New York?
I was staying, they had put me up in this like old ass house. It was not giving.
Yeah.
But you know, respectfully, it'd be giving overworked and underpaid. I wasn't living for that.
Broadway?
Yes.
Listen,
I was
man.
like,
Because
who's
Broadway
doing
is like a labor of love, isn't it?
Broadway,
Okay.
Broadway
I'm
is
asking
like,
you, I mean, like,
yeah, Broadway
a
is
labor
like,
of something? I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's almost like 8 to 9 shows a week, depending on what you on.
Okay. And then I was like, okay, who's doing hair and makeup? They were like, you. I
You?
was like,
Oh,
who's
yeah.
doing design? You. Well, who's putting my mic on? You. I was like, okay.
And your
what
space
are-
is this big.
Literally, I was over there doing my makeup. I was like, so it's the same script, same everything every day. And we're doing this multiple times a day. Okay.
Broadway,
and how
different.
long were you on Broadway?
I did that like almost a year.
Broadway's like
you were-
plays.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
training for real.
No, but that's a deep training. You know what I'm saying? And
It was.
And,
It was
at
giving
the
that.
time, it feels a way, but that's real training. That's
It
the
was.
real shit.
It was. I was like, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all deserve way more than this. Because this is a lot. Like, it was the hardest job I think I've ever done. Like, being on top of everything. I remember the first couple shows, like, if I didn't know where I was supposed to be placed, like, the other girls that played my friends and stuff, they would look at me and I'm like, this is a live show. Oh my God. Like, it was too much. I was so green. And then by the end of it, I was like, anyway, I go right there. I'd be like half asleep. Because I'd done it so much, I
Right.
felt like a robot, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then like at the beginning, I would always be nervous because I had to kiss this guy because like we were in love and I'd be like, eek. And then by the end, I was like, all right, anyway, let's get this over. Come on, Tom.
Give me some of this.
Come on, Tom.
Literally, like it was just crazy, like how different my mindset was on it at the end versus at the beginning. But I don't know. I think I would do it again, but it would have to be like
Bossed up.
definitely bossed up,
It's
and
not
then
gonna
also
be
like
bossed
It's not going to be bossed up.
it would have to be
just
like a
you
very
said,
much passion
it's-
project.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like when you do Broadway, you know, it is a labor of love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Because you're
and
really there to sharpen your tools
you're
for the
there
most
to
part,
sharpen
yeah?
your tool. But it's like you
Yeah,
said,
I'm never
if,
doing Broadway.
If you can have the choice,
Never say never, Frank.
No.
If you
I'm
can,
doing Broadway.
if you have the
I live my
choice
life a
to
certain
pick
way.
the project,
Okay.
I live my
Then-
life a certain way.
then that's the plus. If you can pick the project in the moment,
Yeah.
that's the plus.
Yeah.
But outside, but the work,
Yeah, no,
Still the
listen,
same.
I respected that.
Woo.
You know what I mean?
I went when I went on
Y'all-
my
y'all
first
do y'all
play.
shit.
I was like, so how many we do?
Okay.
Okay, how much is?
Right.
Wow. Okay.
I'd be like,
Okay. But it was like, it was the best experience for me because of, of course, the people that I was on the road with, they were like, from TV shows and from movies, and they were the real deal. I was this singer guy, you know what I mean, who was the only singer guy on the stage in this, kind of prominent role, and they're looking at me like,
What you got?
"What you got?"
wow. I think it's so interesting because when I was doing it, I was like the girl from Disney. So they were like, what are you doing
For
here?
sure.
I was
Yeah.
like, I really don't know, actually. Just happy to be doing something. Got
Listen,
a job.
sometimes you gotta go to the trenches.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
No, I mean, it's all preparation
Yeah.
for all of these things that we're involved in, and it goes back to your Soul Train Awards performance. You're prepared for those moments.
You are completely
It showed.
Yeah.
Everyone is not prepared for when that light come on,
Yep.
Yeah.
and when it's time to do your job.
Yep.
You understand, okay, this is my spot. These are my notes. This is how I'm supposed to finish.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna handle this like a professional.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You got so many artists out here now, and I won't even say now. We've always had some bullshit at times, but I think it's more it's normalized now that people aren't
Ready.
ready.
And I think also because we are in this fast culture, so then sometimes people do pop off fast because of social media and trends. And then it's like, yeah, what do you do when you are just singing and doing something on your computer, you know?
Well, I think
and then
it's,
it pops off.
I think it's like if we're saying, okay, this record is jumping off, TikTok is going crazy. This major label comes in and say, hey, you're popping, we're gonna give you a deal, let's go. And then you just throw them to the wolves.
Yeah.
And that's the part that
Artist
isn't
development
cool.
costs money.
But
They don't want to spend that.
but that's the part that's missing. So it's like
Yes.
it's why we have, I think, more of it. We've always had the bullshit for sure, but I think we have more of it because there are more avenues for people to get cracking. and people will just throw money at it
Yeah.
Yeah.
as opposed to throwing some type of tutelage and education and
Yes,
understanding
tutelage.
at it.
It's a fun word. Tutelage.
Tutelage.
You need it.
I got a couple.
You do.
We need it.
You
and
need
so let's get out of New York, okay?
Back to LA.
Oh,
Back
Lord.
to LA.
Back to LA.
Woo!
Okay? You're back to LA.
With no roommate.
With
You
no
said you
roommate.
wasn't
'Cause
coming
that's
get
what
no
you said. That's
roommate.
what we said you said
No
coming back.
roommate.
So
I was blowing it.
you had a
I
couple
was
dollars
blowing
on you
that
to come
child
back?
money
You
on-
had
You blown that bag?
That was not a bag. Okay, that was not a bag. But I had all these, I had savings and stuff because I've been working since I was literally 12.
Yeah,
Shout out to
yeah.
Disney.
Shout out to savings.
Disney.
Okay.
Shout out to Savings.
Yeah. Period. So yes, I was back in LA auditioning, and this was pre-COVID when you would go into rooms and like meet casting people and stuff. It just seems so long ago when we would go into rooms, but. I'll be driving like all over the place, Santa Monica, downtown, North Hollywood, auditioning, OD.
Yeah.
Like, at least I'm grateful that like I did have opportunities and auditions. Some people just want that, just
Yeah.
the fact that they even are getting a shot to take is like, oh my gosh, wow. But I think for me, like my pride was jacked because I'd already expected it to go.
Yeah.
I already thought I was at this level,
that level.
and go up from there. But it was like, it doesn't matter what you did. When you go into these rooms, they do not care.
You brand new.
You're brand new. So I felt like I was constantly like just proving myself to people, like proving it. And at the same time with music, I'm independent now. So like, I don't really know what I want to sing,
Oh,
what
so
I
you're
want to
back,
say.
you're back recording too now when you come back to LA.
Yeah, but like very much independent. Like whatever I want to spend my money on to do,
Yes, yeah.
Because when you're independent,
Yeah.
it's on you. And then the people
your
that want to
dime.
rock with you, maybe get it on the back end or like just believe,
Mm-hmm.
And I had plenty of all of those different things. So like I would make music, and then I was also going to this music school. But that was just so I could tell my family that I was in school, because they were like, what is she doing out there?
Yeah.
And my parents would be like, she's in school. But I was doing that too. That didn't lead to much. And like, it was so crazy because every time it would get to the point where it looked like I would need to pivot and like do something else, something would happen. Literally
You would land
every
something.
time I would get something, or like a song would pop off, or like I would get a sponsorship, like a promo, like a content piece to do something on social media, and my numbers were not even giving like that. So it was
But you
just
some
so
opportunities will come.
they would
Something
just
to
come
keep you
like
going.
something would always keep me going.
From all them years of being a nun.
I mean, if that's
It worked out. Listen.
if that's what it was,
I like
if
to
I
tie
was
things
if I
in.
was
That's
banking,
just- that's- you know what I mean?
if I was
Was it
banking
none?
answered
You
prayers, then I
put
get
in your
those.
10,000 hours of
10,000
nunness.
of nunnery, of none of that.
I got 30 more nun stamps to get in.
I got a question though.
Yes.
Something totally different. You mentioned it. Mm-hmm. The school.
Uh-huh.
What were your expectations of music school? Did you walk into, because you said something, you were like, it didn't really pan out. Mm-hmm. So did you have expectations when you signed up for music school, like this is going to help me
Do
get
X, Y, or Z.
No, I did not expect that. I only wanted to go to the school to network and to possibly learn. I was thinking I was going to learn how to produce. I was like, okay, I can learn that there. I was studying like music business, like entertainment law. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I want to learn what all of this stuff means. Those were the things that I really knew I could get out of it. But what I thought was going to pop me off was a job, like an acting role. So that's where I was like, whenever I get this role, I'm out of here. I don't even care how long I was studying any of this. I'm gone, because this is what is going to open the door for me.
okay? No, because I think sometimes people, it's a weird space with the music business and music education.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't look at it as really a real resource into making it. Because so many people have done it without it.
Yeah.
So it's and I sit in a funny space because I didn't go to school for music either, but I do understand the value of it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's not really brought up at all when people talk about, okay, this person went to Berklee School of Music, or this person, you know, they went to the engineering academy and these type of things. And I personally think it should be promoted a little more because I do think we need more people that, you know, have some form of education in music business and in music, period.
I think that as we look at a curriculum for music business, I don't think that that's been curated properly.
No.
And I think that there are so many things, so many nuances in actual music business, of us doing the music business, that's not in a music business school, that at some point we're going to have to help curate that program so that when people come out of music school, music business school, they're not starting over from the very beginning, because that's normally what happens. Now, if you have the gift, like if you go to Berklee or one of those schools and you come out in here, or, you know, you technically savvy, you know how to, you know, you engineer, you know, all of these cool things, like there's a good chance that you can be a dope session engineer or catch a tour and go on the road or catch a cool engineering job for an up and coming rapper or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when it's just music business, the things that I've seen from music business school is that it's a book thing for them, and not necessarily. It doesn't entail the nuances that we go through, that we really go through in this business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like those negotiations with lawyers and with promoters, you know what I'm saying? And with the label and taking less to get more. And the number says you should get this, but I mean, you know, like.
Yeah. And realizing that standard is a bullshit term.
Standard is a horrible term.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing
in the music business. But that's the first thing they tell you when they're trying to fuck you over. This is a standard agreement. Next motherfucker, show you that, slap them with the paper. Okay? When they say standard agreement, slap them with the paper that they wrote it on. But yeah.
I agree.
There's what you're willing to do for what is being offered. That's it.
Yeah, I do agree with both points. I do feel like, looking back, I'm like, I could have been taking these courses online and be way more savvy in my business. And then at the same time, I'm like, nothing I studied really prepared me for what really was going on. Really, so I just look at it more like, you don't know what you need to know and what you don't know. So you might as well try to learn it all. You know what I'm saying? What else are you doing at the time? Right. So do it. Like, do everything you can do at the time. Yeah. Get in the streets and be outside and really learn from like your actual experiences while studying. Like, that's what I wish I would have done. I had such a mindset of like, it's going to be a job from somebody, spare job, someone give me a job. When I could have, if I would have had a different mindset, I could have been like, let me create a platform. Vine is a thing right now. Okay, how do I get on there? How do I put my music on there? How do I create jobs for myself? Yeah. You know? What else can I do? I could intern at a label, but like there was so much stuff that I thought about, and I was like, no, it just needs to be an acting job. Someone give me a job, casting people, give me this job. But
you suffered from two things though. You suffered from being really talented.
And early success.
And early success.
That's the T. That early success, it threw my perception off. And then I was like, just trying to do everything to make it seem back to that again, like back to that trajectory. And that was hard. But another thing that was fun, while I was figuring out what I was doing with my life, I did have fun at the club.
Turn up.
How did I know the club was?
Come on, the club has to be in there, as they call me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the turn up king. They've dubbed me that for quite some time.
They say that?
Yeah.
Which club was you fancy?
There was this one club. Now this is LOL. There was this one club. I feel like it was two different clubs, but it was called like Le Jardin or something.
Huh? Yes. Yeah. But they always change the name of the club after somebody gets shot. Yeah. Oh. They usually change the name of a club. So if it was something that used to be something else, that means somebody got shot. Okay. Just know that. When somebody go, we're gonna go to such and such, but you know, it used to be the old. Yeah. Niggas shot somebody.
Yeah, LA famous recycling club.
That one was fun. And then what was the one that literally got shut down and the girls would come down in the things? It wasn't that. Something with a P, like party.
Playhouse?
Was it that on Hollywood? Like it was on Hollywood. You know, was that there?
Yeah, Playhouse.
That was
Man, one time the girl cut my freaking fake ID in front of everybody. It was so embarrassing. I was like, girl,
I was
don't do
waiting
this.
for that because I'm like, hold on.
How-
She said she
said I
came
enjoyed the club.
at
So this was what
18,
happened. So this was
and
what
then-
happened.
Okay.
So I would go to the clubs, and most of the time it'd be like the guys there. They'd be like ID, and I'd be like, here you go. And they'd be like, and I'd be like, and they'd be like,
Man.
come on in. I'd be like, yes. But my Shondo said, this lady's not the type. She's not giving that.
She not.
So she was like, ID. And I was like, oh, she already had a bad night. I was looking at my friends. I was like, I don't know, y'all. We all had fake
We
IDs.
might
I was
have
like,
to-
I
Oh,
don't know.
nobody
No.
had a real
no,
ID.
no.
Okay, it's a
No.
pack. It's a
but
pack.
then, and then I started, but
Yeah.
I did start to like hang with some girls who like were
Were
like
21?
the ones who, yeah, were 21. And they knew like the promoters and stuff. So then it was
You
different,
gotta have a
like,
homie who know the
it was
promoter.
like it was like a whole new world. Because at
walk
first I was
straight
like,
in.
Shout out to the girl who knows the promoter.
okay.
Keep taking one for the team. You finish now.
Or two.
It wasn't giving that.
Whatever for the team.
Get Coco in the club.
Period.
Go with us.
You know what I mean?
I'm
I
crying.
hope you let that girl backstage now that
I don't think she lives here anymore. I think she's married now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
someone always marries them.
I have no comment.
Stop. She was a
I
nice
have no
lady.
comment. Those are nice young ladies.
They are nice young
Those
ladies.
are nice young ladies.
Jeez. But anyway, yeah. So like at the time, I was also so green. So like I would go to the club and like at first I'd be like, oh, people wait in line here. Okay, cool. And then I started kicking it with the girls and with the promoters, and they'd be like, this way. And I was like, ooh, exclusive. Okay, cool.
yeah.
And then like I'd be like, we're all on the floor dancing. And they were like, no, we stand in the sections only. I was like,
And don't
oh.
dance.
And we don't dance. We just go like this.
We pose. You knew how to pose though. You was
I
ready
did
for
know
that.
how to pose. I already had. Christ.
Were you doing that at
No,
Playhouse?
I was not. I was not doing that. I was not doing that. But
I love it.
so funny. And then like I honestly like I was so green. Sometimes I think about it. I'm like, ugh, what the hell?
That's amazing though that you wanted to come and dance though.
I did. I still want to go to the club and dance.
And turn up.
But I be having
As
to be
you
all cute. I be
should.
like,
You don't,
You
have,
don't
to.
have to.
you don't get it, okay?
They're coming.
You don't
They're
get
gonna
it.
party with you.
I can only party at if it's my event. That's when I can get lit.
No.
True.
It's
I
not
can't be the
true.
one like in 5, 6, 7,
Yes,
and 8.
you-
No,
No,
I'm not gonna be the only girl doing that.
Don't do
No.
that.
I be
Yes.
eating it up. Don't play me.
I
Yes,
get
you
it.
Don't
can.
play
I get
me.
it. Don't do 5,
That
6,
was just
7,
a
8
light
in the
sprinkle
club.
of what I
Let her do
really
it.
can get into.
Let her do it. Yes.
5,
Go.
6, 7, and 8. Thank you. Next.
What's that cheerleader movie with the black girls
Bring
from
It On?
Compton? That's all. That's
Stop playing because you know I just did it. I just did Gabrielle for Halloween. I did Bring It On.
It's perfect.
I didn't know that.
It's perfect.
But
You ain't look me up, friend. We did a whole
I
interview.
saw
You
it
ain't
when
look
you
me
just
up,
said it.
friend.
I was like,
This crazy. This said.
You gave that too. I was like this. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
don't do that shit at the club though.
Don't play me.
do the 5, 6, 7,
Have
8 at the
fun.
club.
I would
Have
be lit.
fun though.
I
Have
would be lit.
fun.
Sometimes I do forget and I go back to like the girl that when I first moved here and I'd be in the club and I forget and I'm like, oops, sorry guys.
But
Keep
you
it
know what?
cute.
That's
You got to be that.
that's needed. Like
You
you.
now look, y'all know y'all be outside. Y'all know y'all see the club environment. It's just in LA. In LA, it's like that. But in other
don't
places,
even
they
go to
actually
clubs in
dance.
LA.
You don't go no more?
I don't see a reason
Okay, not like
because
you never
because I like to party.
Yeah, okay. If you're
You know
gonna
what
go
I'm
there
saying?
to like
I
turn
like
up,
to,
no. It's
I like to have a good time.
Yeah.
I don't pose.
Okay, it's not like a pose.
No,
it's
not
like,
you. Not,
it's like
no.
you pretend
Not-
that there's like a glass
It's
vase
not
and you can
at
only
you.
dance in that vase.
It's not at you. Like like when we was going to Guys and Dolls and my studio and supper club
Yeah.
and we was partying.
Last club I went to where it wasn't no glass. What you call it? The glass vase.
yeah, you pretend like you're in a glass vase.
Was Keith Powers,
Oh, you told me about that. You told me about that.
my young player partner.
Young player partner.
What?
I don't know if he sent out like a bat signal that said,
Mm-hmm.
"Don't come in here with that bullshit."
Yeah. yeah.
Niggas was partying in Los Angeles.
He was there?
Listen.
You said,
cracking?
where was I?
I was there.
That's my
was
partner. Hey, listen.
Where was I?
Listen.
No, you yet, friend.
Okay.
Listen.
You're forgiven.
Listen. Let me tell you how lit it was.
Nobody could walk.
I bought a table when you weren't supposed to buy tables. It was an open bar.
And you bought a table.
And I bought a table.
What?
So we could turn up.
Turn up.
My player partner Lydia was at my table with me.
Yeah.
And we had a great time.
Yeah.
And it was about just having a good time.
Yeah.
And for your age group and your age demographic, somebody got to stand in front of that and say, listen, y'all need to party. Get loose.
Yeah.
And with you being who you are, they going to follow you. That's just
They
what
gonna
I
follow.
believe. That's just what I believe. They're not going to look at you like, oh my God.
She
They're going to be like,
going.
oh shit,
No.
Coco out there? Okay, Coco.
I need to get out
and
there
now
too.
it turns into something. I'm telling you.
Okay, and the thing is, I have no problem being the one like, oh, Coco out there, but when it's my event, if I'm going to someone else's
Turn they shit up.
thing, I'm just not gonna
Me
be
and
that
Tank
girl.
can turn the gang of niggas shit up.
Somehow I just end up on the mic and just in the middle of the dance floor, just going crazy.
Man, have a good time.
I agree.
time.
I agree.
Good time.
I
Okay.
agree.
Music school, waiting on the gig,
The club. The club.
the club.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the club.
You want to know something else funny? I would never drink alcohol. I would only put the juice in there.
Nothing wrong with that.
I ain't mad at that.
No, you don't be drinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I took
that was the past.
Yeah, I took the sip with y'all,
Yeah.
but I don't. Yeah.
But
That's-
now I
that's
think the
best.
Lord is always leading me to have a beverage. So it's always communion. It's always when I walk in the club. pass me my little drink and my piece of cracker. We're gonna
Stop!
do this. in remembrance.
Why would you
We're
go
gonna-
and do all of it? It's me waiting on the lightning to strike.
in the
like
club.
this?
You want a lightning strike so bad. Stop playing.
Why
Lord,
did you move?
Father, forgive me.
Why did you move if the lightning strike was coming? Though you was like, you want the lightning
I
strike
said, you
so
want it so
bad.
bad, and it's going. I'm gonna let him get into it.
He know my heart. He rock with me different.
Okay,
That's
Give
the
me zap
out.
zap.
That's the out.
It is the out. He know my heart.
What is the next move? What is the next moment? That
Like how much time?
how much time elapsed and
before you
The
get
next
that?
moment was actually like what inspired, I think, me to really get into my artistry. So I kind of like fell in love. So basically, I had met this one guy, and he was visiting USC. So, also when I was going to the clubs, I met this group of girls. So I was in this one movie, and this guy that was like a part of it, I liked him. So he was like, come to this USC party. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went there, and he had all female friends. And I was like, skirt. But anyway, I really liked his friends. So I was like, okay, so you're done. But I started kicking it with his friends, and like I still talk to like a bunch of them to this day. Like we all got really close. I'm like,
You traded him in for his friends.
because what I look like.
No, I'm just asking questions.
Yes, he had to go.
Okay.
He had to go. Anyway, but I also had
We don't like friendlies. He's too friendly. He was too
all
friendly.
females.
I'm-
All females.
you know,
That's
I
just
mean,
a little.
what
Females
what
are
did
nicer.
What did you want him to have?
all guys, and all have all girls.
okay.
Okay, I mean, at the time I was very 18. I was just like, what?
I get it.
But yeah, so I fell in love with this one guy that
That was his friend.
knew.
Oh, okay.
Just making
Anyway,
sure,
he didn't
Just
have
make
any male friends. But this guy, like, we were in like a long distance type of relationship. So he ended up choosing another school, and like we just didn't want to stop talking to each other. So that was like, I have to say that part because it taught me like so much about myself. Like, keep in mind, I'm green, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, homeschool, all types of stuff like that. And like, that was my first time really learning about love and who I am. Because I was so into that I feel like I kind of had to lose myself to find myself. Because the acting stuff, the music stuff, it wasn't making sense, but like that made sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
So
I was
you
like,
kind
okay,
of you
great.
pushed your career to the side.
No, it was already on the side. I wanted it to come.
But
It was-
I'm talking about.
I couldn't push it.
I'm talking about
any further than it
full
was.
hustle that you were on at first. Where, like you said, you were auditioning crazy.
I mean,
you
I
were
would.
doing all
It
this
was.
stuff.
I would still do that. It was. I mean, it was long distance. It wasn't like I like relocated.
Okay.
I would still do the auditions and everything, but I wasn't as hungry for it to work. I was like, whatever. Like, you know, I'm in love. So yeah, when that like kind of erupted is when I was more confident in him and him succeeding than me. You know, I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, like da 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 da, and you're gonna like blow up here, and then I'll like this, and it was just like I didn't have me anymore, you know, because I wasn't confident that my life was gonna work out. So then we stopped dating or whatever, and then that's when I had got this campaign with Fanta. It literally came out of nowhere.
I love Fanta.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
So basically, like, I was one of the Fantanas. I was the grape one. I didn't know. Like, I remember I had gotten this email, and my agent was like, "Congratulations." I was like, "For what, Robert?" And I was looking at it, and I was like, "What is this, an audition?" I was like, "How do I audition?" And he was like, "No, they chose you." I was like, "Why?" He was like, they chose you. I don't know. Like, so I did this for a year, and then they redid the contract for another year. Like, they were like happy with everything that I was doing for the brand.
So what does a Fanta girl do?
Well, I did like a commercial with them. I did like billboards and stuff. It was me and then a bunch of other different categories of influencers, like social media, like acting, you know what I'm saying? It was like 1, 2, 3, 4 different races, different ethnicities, you know what I'm saying? So that was like, the goal was to like spread this new version of the drink or whatever. So I did that for 2 years.
Of the hood soda.
Sir.
Listen, I'm from the hood and we drank Fanta.
That's where I'm from.
Shit.
What flavor?
Grape.
Severely.
I mean, as if you didn't already know what the answer was going to be.
Hey,
Right, that purple.
Niggas in the hood.
My cousin like, Darrell,
Purple
go to the
drink.
store and give me a grape Fanta, some Funyuns, and a Chico
Funyuns.
stick.
You gotta have Funyuns.
I'm crying. But yeah, so I did that. And then at the time, after that, I was once again like, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? And that's when I had wrote this song called Just My Luck. Just My Luck was a song that I put out independently. And I put out an EP about the boy that I had broke up with.
So you wrote about him?
I wrote about him and I wrote about the industry. But Just My Luck was a song specifically to the industry. And it was kind of saying like, oh, great. Like, this is just my luck. I fell in love with this career and it doesn't give two rats about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't care at all about me. Me not cursing because it's a podcast. I don't know how the monetization works. You know, I didn't want to mess up the check. I know you're right. I did realize that, but I was trying to make sure. I didn't know where this is going. Monetization.
Fuck all that. Go ahead.
Anyway, I had put that song out, and that was my first time being like, what just happened? Because it was like another wave of momentum that wasn't from acting. It wasn't from like somebody doing something or pushing something, paying for the advertisements. It was just a song that I put out independently.
Yeah.
And like, it kind of went crazy on Twitter for a minute. So then I did more music and I was still auditioning and I did a couple like little things that were like cool or whatever, but nothing too crazy. The next thing was I was in this like toxic type relationship and it was not giving. But what it did give was this guy was like really like, he was smart. He was a really smart guy. So I learned a lot about like business and whatever. So at the time there was TikTok. TikTok had just come out. This was around the pandemic. And I was like, not another social media platform. I'm already doing like stuff on these platforms and my views aren't good compared to when I was literally 15. Like, I don't want another platform where I have to keep up. I was so like, don't talk to me about TikTok. I don't want to hear about it. Literally, my siblings were like, get on TikTok. I was like, I'm not doing it. So there was this tweet. And I literally like messaged this girl and I was like, thank you so much. But of course it was God too. And this tweet was like, man, what happened to Coco? Like, she was supposed to be next up. Like, she was supposed to be it. And the tweet went viral. And so I like showed it to my mom. I was like, look what they're saying on the interwebs about me. And I showed it to the guy. He was smart. And he was like, you should respond to it. And I was like, and say what? And so I responded to it and I was like, do you want to know what happened? And that tweet went viral. And I was like, whoa. So then I got kind of like scared because I hadn't had like think about it like this. Peak engagement.
Yeah. My
numbers were going crazy. I had like sponsorship, advertisement, everything. To drop down to where it's like just humbling. Humbling. Okay? And then other people are popping off on social media and stuff. And the same girls that I was auditioning with popping off. It was just humbling. And then for me to see this tweet go viral, I was like, oh, okay. So I literally make this video about like what happened, literally what I'm sitting down telling y'all. This whole video, the whole time, the engagement is crazy on this YouTube video. Like one of my most watched videos. I didn't know what was going on. And then somebody took a soundbite from that and put it on TikTok. Everyone was using the sound. Everyone.
What was the sound?
It was like, I was talking about Disney or whatever, and I was like, and you would do it too for a check. Okay, I was an employee. Like I was saying like something like that, and they took that soundbite and it went crazy. Literally all over the world. So then I was like, what the hell is TikTok? Now people are like, we support you. They're not gonna fumble your bag. We're in your corner. I was like, okay.
The
What's
Sea
going on?
Hive.
Yeah.
The Sea Hive. You get your Sea Hive.
Don't upset
The Coco
the
Locos.
Beehive.
The Coco Locos.
They're called the co-captains.
Oh, the co-captains.
Co-captains. Okay.
Yeah.
She already got a name.
That's what they said. They were like, I'm
Yeah,
the
you don't
captain
name
now.
them, they name them.
They were
Yeah,
saying
they
I'm the
name
captain now. I was
themselves,
like, okay, I'm in the passenger seat. So they were telling me what to do.
Yeah.
They were like, do more videos like this, get on TikTok, change your Twitter header, this is old, delete. I was like, okay. I don't know what was going on.
They're walking you through it.
Yes,
Yeah.
literally,
dope,
it was
actually.
so
That's
crazy. That's why they're co-captains, because they drove the boat. I was just in the passenger seat. So then I was on TikTok, and I was like, okay, this is TikTok. What is this? And I remember I was scrolling, and I saw somebody do like a cover. And it was like, if I was on this song, I was like, oh, I can do this. I know how to do this too.
Yeah.
So at the time, Hit Different by SZA had just come out. And so I found the beat on YouTube or whatever. And I literally remember I was about to go somewhere with my friends. So I recorded it with like my mic. I didn't even put the stand up or nothing. And I was just like, yeah. Sang the whole thing. And then I was like, I'll post it later. Left, Went to post it, went with my friends. And then the next morning, my phone was blowing up. The thing had went viral.
Yeah.
Literally, the cover had went viral. Like, even SZA had hit me about it. Like, it was so weird. So, like, from
24
there...
hours.
I mean, 24 hours. But that's how TikTok is.
Yeah,
It can
yeah,
literally
sure.
go viral, like an hour after you post it. I don't know how that mess works. But then after that, like, I would get... people like executives and stuff were like, oh, we had no idea, Here, meet
They
this
always
person.
say they had no idea.
Hey, back then they didn't want
You know
me.
what? I
Now
was about to get in
got
the
on.
camera
Don't
again,
do it.
but
Don't you
I ain't
do
gonna
it.
do
It's
it.
okay.
I ain't gonna do it.
You know, you gotta forgive and forget. Yeah, so fast forward.
yeah.
I meet like I just meet different people, different producers. I had different like management. I had a new acting management, and then I get this audition opportunity for Hillary. And they're like, I have new acting management now, and like new people like on my team, and they're like, my acting manager's like, you need to audition for this. I was like, I'm not auditioning for this. I was like, Hillary is a light skinned girl. I'm definitely not that. My hair does not do that. I don't even know what a reimagining is. I'm not. What waste of time? And they were like, get your ass on camera and audition. I was like, okay. So I did this audition. I didn't even like really read it because I was just so used to rejection. I was like, you're telling me the character's light skinned? You're telling me that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give this my all,
Right.
you know? So I did it, and the director, Morgan Cooper, he wanted to talk to me. And so my acting management was like, we have a director session, I was like, oh, I did not think I ate that, but okay. So I was talking to him, and he was like, I've been following you. He was like, do you, be you. He was like, I'm looking for you, not whatever you're thinking this is.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Because of course your mind goes into
Hillary.
the old show.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, logically, I was like, oh, I know exactly what y'all want. I was like, I got about 4 girls that'd be perfect for this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even think I'm bougie. And my friends were like, oh, you're a little bougie, friend. I don't know. I was like, oh, oops. But yeah, so I auditioned again with a completely different perspective, and then literally like a week later, I found out I got the part. So when I found out that I got the part, at the time, I had, all this new team, and they were working on a deal with me and Def Jam. So
At the same time.
At the same time that I found out I got it, I was like, oh, perfect. This will help, like, convince them more. Like,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be on the show. I don't know what's going to give, but I'm playing Hillary. You know what I'm saying? So they were like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So then, literally, I'm signed to Def Jam now, and I have this show. I'm filming this show, and I'm going to the studio after, and I'm making music. Like, I did this literally every day. Like, I have like 60 songs. And it was giving, tired. The show comes out and pops the hell off.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
everyone Everyone knows. Like, that was what everyone was talking about, you know? And it just like, it was like I was back in time to when I had that #1 movie and like all this momentum, all these people want to talk to me, da-da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? And then my music comes out and people are like, oh my God, you sing. I was like, oh Lord, come on y'all, stop playing with me. Like, you know, I've been wanting to sing this all started from music.
Right.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
never
that's
know
really,
when the discovery comes, though.
you never know. What I didn't know what was going to hit first, and in my mind, I was thinking auditions are like jobs. You can apply for them, you can get them. So it's like a job, and they tell you when to come in. You have your schedule.
Yeah.
This is normal. This is as close to normal as you can get in the industry. Is like acting like, and everyone on the set, you know, like producers, writers, everyone's there morning, night. You know, it's like a job.
It's a set.
So I was like, I can do this while I'm trying to pursue music that feels more chaotic. You know what I'm saying? More like there's no formula, no foundation, no consistency. It's whatever it is, you know? So that kind of brings us to like where we are now. And then I put out this EP and that went #1.
Yeah.
And
You know what? You know what? Come
on now.
You know what? Let's just get it.
I got a little bit left. I got a little bit left.
Yeah. I started heavier than y'all.
We love #1s around here.
okay,
We
live
love.
for it. But it was like so crazy because people don't even know I had this vision board. Like this, it's the same vision board. I always just like would update the pictures. It's the same things though, same thing.
Since when?
But probably since I was like 18.
Okay.
Because at 18 I was also just like, how do I get my mind around that this can still happen so that this can happen? Like, you know, you're just trying to figure out how to keep the faith.
Yeah.
So I would make like vision boards and stuff like that. And like, you know, of course, like I would speak life over myself and all these things. But I had this picture on my vision board and it was me and it was like #1 album. Like I just edited it. Like I put like cropped it, took somebody else's picture out, put my picture in. And so when I saw that real #1, like I was so emotional because I remembered when I edited my picture into somebody else's #1, and now I ain't even got to edit it. I have a screenshot.
You got your own.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but wow, I talked a really long time. That was literally my whole journey.
No, it's your show.
That's why we brought you
Yeah,
here.
Thank you.
it's here for you.
Yeah.
Period.
We want to know the journey
I mean that is
and the real
literally-
journey, and you know what I mean, like,
Not all the cute
and
stuff.
the party's full of smoke. For real.
Yeah.
No, seriously, because people need to understand all the routes, and that it's not just a straight line.
Yeah.
They need to know the peaks and the valleys. They need to understand that this thing takes time.
Man.
It takes time, even if it seems to be overnight. It takes time. It takes preparation. It takes hours of practicing, hours of rejection.
Yeah.
Hours of rejection. Because when you
Yeah.
think about it, you start piling that shit up. You're like, shit, they told me no for a long time.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And it builds character. But it
does.
also sets you up for the rest of your life in this thing. If this is something that you
Yeah.
really want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's something that you're really after, you're like, oh, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
That don't affect me.
Yeah. And then also too, like the people around you. Like I was grateful that of course I had my family and they were, sometimes I'd be like, y'all, I can't do this no more. Like I really can't do this anymore. And they'd be like, they would just remind me of how far I've already come and all the sacrifices that my whole family, when this is a win, it's for my whole family. Everybody had to sacrifice. My brother and sister had to sacrifice time with their mom. My dad, his wife, like it was a whole sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Coming out here and flying to go audition.
Yeah.
Nobody was recouping that, you know? It was
Come
a whole
on, speak on that
sacrifice.
Nobody's recouping.
Speak on that recouping.
No.
Ain't
You
nobody
know?
giving that back.
Listen,
Yeah.
I got a big cousin who said something to me that just stuck with me. And he was very successful at putting his kids through sports. He said to me, it just always stuck with me. He said to me, don't disappoint the investors.
Dang.
Especially when it's the people that really love you. Like, it's one thing for the investor to be like somebody that come along when the record's moving a little bit. But no. The real investors.
Yeah.
Your mom and daddy. Your brother and sister. Those are the real, like, what you just said is super important. When you win, it's a win for your family. That's real shit.
Real shit.
Because we don't get here by ourselves.
Fact.
We get here by not disappointing the investors.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That initial push. And that's really, really dope that it's something that you haven't forgotten about.
Yeah.
Because we also have people who forget about that. No matter who those, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it don't matter if it was their parents or not. They like, you know, I did this.
And you know, I've been around people too that just have forgotten where they came from. And I feel sorry for them because I was so humbled. That's the only reason that I feel like I could never get an ego about it, because I was just so humble watching it all just fall down, you know?
Yeah.
That was like traumatizing, you know? But when you're around all these yes men type people, you're doing numbers, you're getting money, like people need you more than you need them.
It's easy to forget.
How? I mean, it's only the grace of God that you don't lose yourself. That's too much power for a human being. That's too much clout. It's just like, that is not healthy or normal. And then people get scared to upset you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like tell you the truth, like they're scared.
It's tough to create a surrounding of objective people. You know what I mean? And so, like, when Eve was here, you know what I'm saying, and we're talking about how friends, those people who you share a Happy Meal with, or a Long Island iced tea. It was him and J. Cole sharing a Long Island iced tea, not at the same time, but they would take sips of it.
They
'cause
couldn't afford
They couldn't
it.
afford it. They
Wow.
owned
I mean,
Long Island
like-
iced tea.
That's crazy.
But that friendship and the truth within that friendship, the truth within that relationship,
Yeah.
of somebody being able to say, that ain't cool, dog. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Those things are tough to find in the business.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to bring those kind of things with you.
And then
to keep you.
some people do try,
Yeah.
you know, they be having like day ones around them. And then their day ones think that
Yeah, no,
they
They
deserve
was-
it. Like
it
they
can get
lose
tricky
their
with that, too.
It just can
it can get tricky.
humans,
There's no
you know?
true formula
humans
for a
and
fact.
their flesh,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And their like sinful nature. It's just
Hallelujah,
like,
talk about it.
don't nobody teach you when you're a kid
you know what
to
this
be
does?
selfish.
They
It's
don't
just
got
what's
the nunness in
natural.
them.
They don't got the
They don't have the
nunness.
nunness in
They
them.
don't have none of this nunness, okay?
They got
None of
nunness.
this.
Nunness.
Anyway.
but everybody goes on their trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Whether
Yeah.
it be the star
Yeah.
or the person standing next to the star, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Helping this.
Yeah.
Everybody goes
Yeah,
on
I've
their
definitely
trip.
seen such and such his cousin or brother act as if. It's like, hey, nigga, you can't dunk.
You know who I am?
That is hilarious.
What's the name assistant?
What's the
What?
Relax.
Yeah, let me in here.
Relax.
I am
He pop bottles here all the time.
Ew.
But
It's
yeah,
just
it's
sad, though,
it's
if it gets like that.
it's good to see you having great success, having a great moment.
Thank
you know what I
you.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And every
No,
time
it's
I
really
see
dope.
you, you smiling and having a good time.
I am. I
You know
am
what I
having
mean?
a good time.
Because I'm a goofball. So
You are.
I'm always gonna make you have a good time.
You are.
Even if you aren't trying.
No, you for real are a character.
When we was hosting at the what was we hosting at? What awards was that?
At Joy's Culture Creators.
Culture Creators.
Culture
Oh, Culture, yeah, for sure. And I was talking to Joy because Joy is our dog. It's like she was my first product manager at Atlantic.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's my
Wow.
people. That's family. And she's like, "What do you think about Coco Jones?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I like Coco Jones. That'll be dope.
Yeah.
That'll be
Yeah.
perfect." And then you walk in and jump right on in. You know what I'm saying? You was like a long lost cousin. I was like, yeah, that's my dog right there. We good. Like I love seeing that energy because it could be another way. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
could take all of the success and all of the I look good and I got all the cool. You could easily take that
Yeah.
and use it for evil.
I think there was a time like when I was much younger where I was like, I could have gone down that path. Where I was like, everyone was like, she's such a star. Oh my gosh, like she's the next big thing. Like it just felt like, maybe I am
Yeah,
a star.
yeah.
Then you got humbled.
I mean, yeah. And then I got, woo!
And then you got humbled.
So never again.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sometimes I do get scared though. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening.
But scared of what?
Like scared to lose it, you know? or for things to like, the decline is scary. It is. But it's not always, I think what I'm learning now is it's about seasons too, you know?
Sure.
Like you can't be like the hottest thing ever all the time. Like you got to go somewhere, create and grow, and then come back out again.
Yes.
So I'm more like changing my mindset about what it looks like now that these doors are opening.
Right.
And like, not to be in fear, you know?
Right.
Because sometimes I'll be like, okay, I need to do this opportunity because what if it doesn't happen? And then I want to make sure that I'm pleasing everybody, and then because I'm scared, you know?
And sometimes that fear is connected to not just status, but also the financial side of it. Because it's like, now how do I support myself when I'm not the hottest thing? Because I've run up this tab of, you know what I'm saying? Right now I'm looking at, I'm at 15, 20,000 a month and all these bills. Like what? The other thing that we have to remind each other is that there's life in business outside of music business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And things that, the smallest things that could be generating just the coolest monthly revenue that you're investing a little bit in that will sustain you
Yeah. Until that next peak.
until that next
during
thing.
during the valley.
Or fool around and go to the moon. This $20,000-$30,000 investment turns into $2 million out of nowhere. Like, whoa,
That'd be
how-
great.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. Like wonderful.
So, you know, as you think about, as we look forward, because listen, valleys are coming.
Yeah.
Tell you firsthand, valleys come. I've been broke so many times. Don't bother me none.
Don't bother me none.
I go broke tomorrow. Broke. It's great.
Easy, Tiger.
Y'all want to go grab some red lobster? What you want
They got them biscuits.
to do? You
They
got the
coming out hot.
biscuits, baby.
They coming
we
out
get
hot.
biscuits and salad. We could split a ultimate feast. You know what I'm saying?
If you got
That's
to.
rough. I mean,
If
yeah,
you got
do
to,
what
Because
you
now
gotta
it's just
do.
like, you know, it's so many other cool things happening. Like, you know what? Maybe this will, you know, we'll be good with this until this happens again.
Yeah.
And if it don't happen again,
But I think the other thing that's not even the other thing, the most important thing that's the most valuable is you. And not just what you do. Not, oh, I'm on a TV show, oh, I have a record deal, I'm putting out music. No. You. Your personality. The fact that as soon as you came in here, we were smiling. That in itself
That's your
is the
goal.
most valuable thing that you have.
that's your goal.
You will reach a point in your career where people have to say, I just like her.
Yep.
And I'm willing to do this with her because I just like her. Because it may not just be at that hot at that point.
Yeah.
But when you have that, you always have a career. You always have a shot.
Yep.
It's the artists who have been so scorned or whatever it is, if they want to pay everybody back because now they hot,
Ooh,
that
yikes.
soon as they not,
They can't wait.
niggas is like, oh, nah.
Yikes.
That nigga be tripping. Or her attitude so terrible. I'm cool. And it's almost like Tank said, they're almost waiting
To you to fall off.
for you to fall off so they can be like, man,
Kick
who
that door
next?
so close.
But the people that you enjoy and the people that you like to have around, you'll give another shot to. Purely off of that.
Wow.
He's saying,
What am I saying? What am I saying?
be yourself. Be a joy to have around. Don't find yourself on the outs with no friends to hold you down. Be yourself and you'll stick around. That's what he said. That's what she from. Okay, listen. Okay.
I was screaming.
Coco, you're awesome in all things. That's what you've told us, okay? You've
Thank
told us
you.
without telling us. You flexed on us, okay?
Definitely flexed
Since you
on
were this high, you've been doing it at a high level.
Thank you.
We're going to get into your mind,
Okay.
your R&B mind.
R&B mind.
Period.
Your top 5.
Why does everything sound like a bad beer commercial?
This is the moment for the top
Oh
5.
my gosh.
Ah! Your top 5 R&B singers and singers and singers and singers and singers.
You supposed to go.
Top 5 R&B songs.
Give us a little bit of that. Yeah.
My top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5.
You know what? Freaking your shit already. Your top 5.
Okay.
Hold on. R&B singers, male or female?
Okay. Well, I already thought about this. They're all female.
Okay. Come on.
In no particular order, but 5 of them.
Okay.
Brandy. Jasmine Sullivan.
You going heavy. Go heavy.
Her.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Bay Area. Go ahead.
Aaliyah.
Yes.
Beyonce.
Wow.
Ooh, that's a tough list. Boy, who
It's a dangerous.
sound like they check ball?
Man, what?
Who
It's
want to
Monstars.
go against that 5?
Okay.
Who want to go against that 5?
No one.
Yes.
No one.
That's
'Cause I
tough.
feel like they all have different elements. Like Jasmine is like this raspy, soulful type thing. And like Aaliyah is like this vibe. You can't help but be like, her songs are magnetic, you know?
Yeah.
And they stick in your head. Beyonce's the execution. It's going to be executed to perfection.
Absolutely.
You know? Her is like artistry, like all these instruments, you know?
Yeah.
Who else I didn't say?
Brandy.
Brandy.
Yeah.
The ad-libs.
The vocal body.
You already knew.
I feel like
Already
as
know.
I listen to your music and your EP, like your body of work, you cover all of that ground.
Yeah.
You cover all of your inspirations
Thank you.
in your music. Because it was like you really were morphing into different moments. You know what I mean? Which is tough to do, to be able to, cater your voice to the different sonics and to the different tempos. And
Yeah.
to, like I didn't lose anything from you from a tempo record to a slow record. I
Did
didn't
you
feel
write?
Dope.
A
I
lot of it?
co-wrote all of them.
I didn't feel like
okay.
you should stay here or nah, you better here or you should like everything was like okay, because and then that comes with the execution when you talk about Beyonce. Like you didn't lay off on any of those moments on any of those tempos. You're like we got to nail that. Like,
Oh, yeah, you singing.
Let's do that
Thank you.
again because if it's not the run, then it's got to be the swag, and if it's not the swag, then it's got to be the cadence, and if it's not
Yeah.
like you were on
Facts.
all of that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Your
you.
top 5.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. R&B songs.
Okay. In no order. Say My Name, Destiny's Child.
Love that.
Thinking About You, Frank Ocean.
Wow.
When You Touch Me, Brandy.
Ooh, don't you do this today.
Okay.
See some spirit fingers on spirit fingers over there.
Ooh.
You know that one. Woo!
That's one of my favorite records of all time.
That's amazing.
Okay.
That's an amazing song.
Okay. Sickening. Focus by her with the harp. Just, it
On
does it for
me.
me. And then I
On
said
me.
my own song, Just My Luck. Coco Jones.
Come on.
Call you, shout out yourself.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't your song be one of your top 5?
I mean, I realize that the theme here is do whatever you please.
You
I'm
goddamn
gonna
right.
do whatever
Please
I
do.
Please
And will.
do.
Please do.
And will.
You damn
do.
right. Oh, you went to that Brandy. Oh, you,
When you touch me.
oh my gosh. She's
Yeah.
Listen, Brandy sang one time at this R&B. We had an R&B night that I used to host every Wednesday. And Brandy came in there and sang. And I saw dudes huddled up, all my guys, huddled up together, shoulder to shoulder in a frenzy. As like,
I wasn't one of those guys. It's not me.
it was
It's okay
like,
if you was in a
No,
friend.
no, no.
Like,
no.
no,
I wasn't.
like you know
I
how you
wasn't
see
huddled up.
women in this like frenzy
Yes,
over
like,
an artist together having the
clutching their
same
pearls.
moment, like
Nah,
they look at each other like,
niggas love
"Oh."
Brandy,
It
man.
was guys
Yeah, niggas love Brandy.
Period.
huddled together, strong, solid dudes that were broken. They were emotional. Brandy had done this.
Now, her vocal is serious.
It is.
It's serious.
It is. It's the
serious.
backgrounds as well. Like, it's the detail.
Yeah.
It's
Nah, she don't play.
detail.
She don't. And it's
don't
like,
play.
what's crazy is you remember the song and you remember the ad libs. Like, that's a whole nother verse, is the ad libs.
It's a whole.
You be
nother
trying to sing
thing.
all the parts running out of breath.
It's a whole thing. I want to sing your ad libs and the backgrounds
Okay?
At the same time.
at the same time. Well, and along with this lead line that Rodney's playing, what is the lead line? Like, I want to do all of that.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. You're making an R&B Voltron. Okay? We're building. We need the vocal, performance style, styling, and passion for the artist, for this Voltron. Who are you getting the vocal from?
Put your phone down.
Wait,
Put your phone
I
down.
wrote this
Put your
down.
phone down.
Okay,
Put
okay,
your
okay,
phone
okay.
down.
All right.
Remember
All
it.
right.
Google's not your friend.
I was going to say the vocal, I would say Jasmine.
It-
I want
it's-
Jasmine's vocal on this Voltron.
Hold on.
Oh.
Vote. You going with that?
Yes.
Jasmine, your vocal?
I'm going to say, I mean, I could say Brandy, of course.
No, but you.
But
I
this-
love Jasmine. I love it.
This is one of my Voltrons. This is one of them.
Okay. This
This
is one
is
you're
the
just building here. You're going to build another one later. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already did the Brandy one is like, it's on its own.
Okay. Got it.
Leading the pack. And then this is the second in command.
All right, here we go. Performance style on stage.
Beyonce.
I would pick that as well. Yeah. Did you go to the On the Run tour? Part 2? Get on my nerves.
I have this thing where I only want to experience these things at the top tier. Like I want to go to the concert when she's like, hey, Coco. And I'm like, hey, B, what's up? She's like, come to the concert. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm on the way. Where's it at? Oh, Staples Center. That's a little far, but
As if
okay.
she didn't know where the show was. Where's it at?
So what you're saying is
down
that
the
you're not really
street.
part of the Beehive, like the rest of us.
I'm saying like I just want it to be experienced that way.
As a member of the Beehive, I was in the audience experiencing Beyonce.
I want to be like, I wanted to come on stage. I want to be like, you did
we'll
such
talk about your membership after this.
okay.
Styling of the artist. What you want? What you want? With the drip. Who put that shit on
I
stage?
would say Aaliyah put that shit on.
She
I would say she
did.
did.
Definitely.
I mean, the trends are still very much the trends. You know,
Absolutely.
she definitely put that on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I also feel like she was sexy, but it wasn't giving like, woo, okay, no mystery, huh?
Right.
It's really we're
Right.
all out here with it. Period.
Yeah.
Okay. It was more like, how does she? What is that? What's under there? Like,
Yeah.
what is this? I'm captivated by the unknown.
The mystery.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's something that is not as popular anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially like as women, you feel like, okay, this is what everybody doing. This is what I got to do.
This is
too?
what I
This
gotta
we
do.
doing.
Yeah.
Like, will they care if I don't? You know?
Well,
So
it's like,
I liked that. For me, it was like, oh wow, she gets to like not have to do that.
you just got to decide what you want to be on, and
Right.
and not you,
And
but
stick
in
to
the
it.
period,
Yeah.
and stand on
And
it.
stick to it.
Right, of course you
Yeah.
do. But then you
But
know,
the
as a girl,
taboo
as a
is-
young girl coming up,
Yeah,
and all you see is the certain things that are like,
and what's
this is
crazy
good,
is that
this
it's
is pushed
up
out.
here where you see it. And
Yes.
It's like in order for me to get
Yes.
there, I gotta
Right.
get there.
Right. I just feel like
And-
she, for me, was like a breath of fresh air.
For
Like,
sure.
oh, I could wear that too, and,
For sure.
and feel like that's something I would wear. I would want to do that, not feel like, okay, I have to do this to keep
Right.
up.
Right.
You know?
Passion of the artist. Who you gonna get the heart from?
Dang, because Beyonce also has a passion as well. I'm gonna say Michael Jackson.
Oh, you want to rehearse 8 to 10 hours a day. You
Yeah.
don't want to play with it.
Yeah.
That the
Yeah.
passion was passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to play with it.
Yeah. No playing with it.
Yeah.
He didn't play
It's
with
called being polished.
it. Puff. That's
Yeah. Took it to another level.
different.
I love it.
Different.
That is different.
That's a great Voltron. That's a great Voltron.
And then I also had to say dancing, but you guys didn't ask me that.
Well, performance style. You said.
Okay. That is the execution.
Look at her.
Yeah.
Look at her.
I thought
Look at her.
Come on here and tell us what we ain't
Tell us how we
You know what
Y'all
I'm saying?
did the
How we do-
Voltron wrong.
So
How
much
we
for the
do it.
humility.
Wrong.
So much for being humble.
You right.
What y'all
And then-
should be
and
doing
then
on this
humble me.
motherfucker.
Thank you.
What
Thank
y'all
you very
should be
much.
doing.
And I'm sad. I'm sad.
The none ain't nothing.
And I'm sad.
The
I'm
none
quiet.
ain't nothing, right?
Yeah.
Don't make me regret this
Oh, yeah?
non-fact, okay?
Oh yeah. Woo, boy.
Okay, sorry. Excuse me.
we got
Here we go. Got something else for you.
Oh, Lord, what?
And don't go to your damn phone for it neither. You can't get this out your phone.
What?
I ain't saying no names.
I have to guess.
I ain't saying no names. Who
As
was
you-
there? Who was doing it?
You gotta look into the clouds when you sing.
Might have been me, might have been them. I don't know what it was. I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names.
You're saying
Names.
what is this? What's
So
happening?
I'm about to give you the breakdown. You gotta listen to the song first though.
Is it?
You see what he doing? Huh?
Yes.
Huh? You might catch him at a Four Seasons playing the piano in the lobby.
That
To
piano is
Mastro's
giving.
near you, but I ain't saying no
He
names.
definitely Mastro second floor. Second floor.
Oh, saying no names.
I get to it.
What is going
I
on?
want extra garlic butter.
No names.
I like my steak Oscar style.
That ate. What is going on?
So, we have a portion of the show, segment of the show. It's called I Ain't Saying No Names. Will you tell us a story, funny or fucked up, or funny and fucked up?
Oh, I was over here trying to guess the song. I was like, no names. Saying no names.
And the only rule to this game is you can't say no names. We don't do no snitching on here. You can't say nobody name. Tell your story though.
Eek.
Hey, come on, listen.
Let me think. Because me telling this story, I mean, I'm in the stories.
Okay.
So I'm like, what
That's
do
cool.
I want to say
Oh, okay.
on the interwebs?
Okay. On the interwebs. I like it. I like it.
Give me a lot of.
It was,
Funny
you
or
can't say it was me, Minnie, and Mickey. You can't do that.
You can't.
Oh my gosh. And I told a good story already and didn't say no name. Let me think.
I'm scared.
I'm also a little nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Wait,
Do
what
the
stories I
thing.
tell?
Tell the people.
You got them. I know you got them. I know you got the stories. I know you got the stories.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that when it hit you.
Yeah, that's the
When
one
it
we
hit
want.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I ain't saying no name. I have to keep that in mind and say no names. Okay. So,
Before you start, this is Coco Jones. I ain't saying no names.
woo! Okay, I'm going to talk about a first date that I had went on.
First date.
So basically, this. Okay, it's fine, sure. So, this was a recommendation from a friend.
Okay.
My friend was like, I think you guys would really hit it off because the impression that I get from this guy is that you guys would really match. You know what I'm saying? You guys seem birds of a feather flock together type. And I was like, okay. My friend had never recommended me do any first dates and nothing like that. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to see what you're talking about. So the first kind of date was like all like kind of a group hangout type thing, like to just get the vibe. And then like, you know how girls be like, you want to go to the bathroom? So basically it means like, you want to go talk shit in the bathroom?
Yeah.
And so it's like, yes, I do. Great. So we go in the bathroom and after I had like met him, like I thought he was like mad fine, like da-da-da-da, tall, you know. In LA, it really be giving like, you're either 5'8" or you're 6'5". Like it's rare for me because I'm tall. I'm always like, you're 5'10"? Okay, all right. I'm 5'10". Anyway, so I was like, he's actually tall. Like, oh my God, he's cute. Like,
tall.
funny, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I was like, girl, I think you ate that. She was like, okay, period. So cool. So after the like group hang, he was like, yeah, let's hang out one-on-one. I was like, yeah, for sure. So he was like, you want me to like pick you up, sit in the car for you? I was like, whatever. I was like, like you can like pick me up, whatever.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna sit in the car. Yeah.
And I was like,
okay.
I was
sit
like,
in that car.
Yes, Prince Charming. And like, I had these impressions like he's like cool, like suave type, like like with a little side of like corny, which I like that. Like I don't like yo, what up? I'm like, ooh, okay, can't read you. You're so scary. Like I like a little fun because I'm like a little corny too, Mm-hmm. So we go on this date or whatever. And when he gets there to pick me up, I get in the car and there's a balloon.
There's a what?
A balloon?
Yes, there's a balloon, a happy birthday balloon.
Okay.
And it's not my birthday, and I don't think it's his.
Okay.
Like, why would you want to hang out with me on your birthday? I just met you. This is crazy. So I'm like, what is it? What's that? And he's like, okay, so he's like, I wanted to do something a little different, and it was like hard to get a reservation. So I told him it was your birthday. So we gotta like pretend it's your birthday. Like, is that okay?
Okay.
And I was like, okay. Like I was thinking, this is different. I'm never gonna forget this. But then I was like, do you buy a balloon for every girl? Like, it's a lot of balloons. I mean, I don't know how you get down, but like, is this what you're doing every time? I was like, is he doing this because like I'm in the industry and I like the rah-rah? Like, what's happening? I was like, okay. But in my mind, I'm like, but I think he's being like nice and trying to be different. Okay, cool. So like we drive and we go to the wrong destination first, the old restaurant, and it wasn't even there no more. So then we had to go to the other one. And so it's kind of like a longer drive. And I'm like, let's play some of our favorite songs so that we can like not have to like sit here and talk the whole time. Like we got a long drive. So he plays some of his music and I did not like any of it. Like that was also very concerning.
His playlist was bad.
I was like, what are these songs? Like, I've never heard them and I don't like them at all. So I was like, okay. And the balloon's like bouncing around the background. I'm like, oh. I was like, ooh. I was like, okay, next. So, so literally like, he was like, I just have one more song. Like, I need to play it. Like, this is my favorite cover. And I was like, okay, favorite cover. Like, okay. So, no names. It's this song, this cover. And I can't even sing the song because the song would give it away. Well, no, it's a cover. Okay, so I'm just going to say a hypothetical song and pretend to be him because I need to play this out.
Okay.
We're driving or whatever, and he's singing his heart out. And I just met him. Yeah. So let's pretend it's Rivera. And so he's like, daylight. And it's not on tune. Like, it's not giving. It's like, daylight, I wake up. Feel like he's singing, and I'm like, all the cool points went out the window.
You said you like corny.
I said I like cool. I like cool with a side of corn, a side of cream
not
corn,
an entree,
not the main dish.
Okay.
Like save that on the side so I can
not
dabble
even a family
in.
Style side.
It's not even family style. Like, honestly, like a kid's portion of corn, a kid's portion. Like you can fit it in the small plate that the cup one. And I was like, whoa, wait. This is not who I met the other day. Like, what's going on here? The balloon. I'm like, oh, the balloon. I'm holding the balloon, and I don't like the song, and he's singing his heart out. And then he like takes my hand, and he's like, Zayla. This is a mic. Zayla. So now I'm like,
no.
I'm telling you, my hand is the mic, and I'm like holding the balloon, and I'm like, okay, wait. I'm just like, what happened? Where did the cool points go? So then we pull up to the restaurant. I didn't even get to play my songs. I didn't get to play anything. And he's still singing. And the valet's like, are you? So he's looking in the window and he's like, Dayla. And I'm like, oh, okay. And the guy's like, are you coming out? Like, I don't know. And he's like, we just got to finish this real quick. And he's like, ooh, ooh. Like literally, I don't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. So I'm like, I'm getting nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what did I sign up for? Who is this man?
Yeah.
So anyway, the song finally ends. Like, and I was like trying to like get that over with. So I was like, come on, let's go. I was like, the ballet's like waiting on us. Like, come on. And he's like, okay, what's it? Yeah. I was like, come on, please. So then we get out or whatever. And he's like, was that too much? And I was like, no, it's fine. But I'm like, so I'm like carrying this balloon. I'm like walking past people. I'm like, hi, how you doing? So this date was on Halloween. So just think about that.
What's going
This
on?
was on Halloween. So I'm carrying this balloon and people are like, Halloween birthday! Like, oh
yeah.
my gosh. And they're like, get Jerry. Jerry comes out. He's like, I do not see a lot of Halloween birthdays, but man, oh man, aren't we special, huh? And I'm like, yes. Yes, it's so nice. And then the guy's like, yeah, I tell her all the time, like, it's her birthday. Like, she got to live it up. And I'm like, like, this is so not what I thought was going to happen. Not what I thought was going to happen. So literally, like, fast forward, we're like, the balloon is settled because it was messing with the heat lamps. And so I had to I was like, sit your ass. The balloon was like settled there. And like, I'm talking to him and everything like I would say, it would give like, oh yeah, like you're wifey. I was like,
Oh, first day he gonna marry you.
it was like
He
your
already
cap
sang to
though.
you. He
It
sang
was
to you.
like your cap because there's no way he did sing. I was like, you don't even know me. I'd be like, oh yeah, I've tried that food before. Like shrimp is really good. He'd be like, shrimp is good. You are so wifey. Like yes. I'd be like, I was like, it's a protein. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that qualifies
he's
me.
working overtime.
Haven't asked me like any core questions about myself, but shrimp
Any
is
core
good, I guess. Like, yeah. So like we're talking or whatever, and the date progresses or whatever, and I know I'm like not really feeling it if I'm just ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you really like somebody, you're like, oh, well, there's a little lounge we could go to. It's kind of cute, like whatever.
right.
But at the end, I was like, yeah, I'm so, woo, so tired, but working, man. Working so I just need to go. I'm gonna rest. Like I need to rest. And he's like, yeah, no problem. Da 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 da. He drops me off, whatever. And then he like walks me to the door, and I was like, no, don't try it, sir.
Try it.
Literally, I was looking at him,
He's
and
gonna
I
try
feel
it.
like I literally gave him telepathy. I was like, you are gonna get embarrassed. I would really appreciate it if you just settle the score and leave. And then I felt like he was like, understood. Thank you so much for telling me. I will head out. So anyway, he didn't try to kiss me, whatever, but. I get into my like house or whatever, and then he texts me and he was like, I just cannot get over how beautiful you looked. He was like, thank you so much for spending time with me. Sleep well and text me tomorrow. And then he was like, good night, mi amor. I was like,
Damn.
I was like, man. I said, good night.
Night.
your answer.
GN.
Night.
GN. Yeah, that was an interesting story. I don't know what that was. I really don't.
He was excited.
Why? Like what? See, and that's
Sounds young,
that's what's
too.
not going to work for me. It's like
Sounds young.
yes, for sure. Yes, this is all very much young
and excited.
Young
Because
energy.
even the verbiage, that shrimp is nice. You wifey, like that's a very young.
I don't do
Like they throw that out like that. You know what I'm saying? To
it was just like I felt like I don't like to feel I want to feel valued and like, oh, you are treating me like a prize,
Yeah.
Yes, I want to feel that, but I don't want to feel like you're looking at me up on this pedestal like, wow, hope one day I can get up there. Because then I'm like, that means I'm looking down at you. Why am I on a date with you and I'm looking down at you? I don't want to feel like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a funny-ish story. Kind of cringe.
I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, he was.
But I didn't count him out, though.
He tried.
I didn't count him out, though. I will
Try
say
hard.
that.
You try hard.
You said you
Work
didn't count him
hard.
out?
No.
You gave him another date?
Yeah, I actually did like him
Oh
for a while.
shit!
But
She
don't be
wanted
over
another
here
date.
buying balloons for the first date. That's not hot.
It worked though.
It did not work. It did not.
wa-
It did not
Oh,
work.
see? I didn't know it was going here.
It did not work. I liked him, but it wasn't giving that.
So you liked him.
I don't know. I don't know.
Buy the happy birthday balloon, you little corny fellas. Okay, it's gonna work.
No, but
Corn
we
is memorable.
no, but we
Corn is memorable.
corn is memorable. Corn
digest.
is memorable.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
I
corn
am
doesn't
screaming.
break down.
Stays with
Please stop. This is not. It's giving science fair now. Now this is not.
science fair.
It's giving nutrition. Anyway, I thought he was a good guy. That's why I gave him more of a chance, because I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, he definitely went all the way Corn City with it. But the opposite of that is the too cool for school. Like, I do this. Like, I say everything that I'm saying sounds rehearsed. Like, I'm not nervous at all. You don't give me no type of butterflies. Like, whatever. You know, I don't want that.
Right.
So I'm going to give the guy a
Try
chance.
it. See what happens.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that you gave him a chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you just never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You just never know. I've seen some odd couples where I've been like, okay,
It
But-
don't look like it's her birthday.
don't look. Don't look.
I know. I was like, man, what? Y'all really got me carrying this balloon around.
The
Woo!
balloon. The
You always
microphone.
remember.
Literally, I was
And you
like,
always
"Ah!"
remember it.
I will never forget it. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. And I still think the guy has great qualities and all of those things. It's just giving. That's not how it was
not for
going
you.
to pan out. But if a guy was corny on a first date, I'm definitely going to have another date with him, because I'm like, you're nervous and you're trying.
Yeah.
The effort is there.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Now, the level of corn, it
One of
needs
these
to
cool
be a
niggas
size.
gonna watch this and be like, you know what? When I get my chance.
Yeah, just a little side
I'm
dish.
gonna be
just
corny a
just
little
right,
bit.
just right in here.
Just enough to
got big
compliment the
hands. Let me-
entree. Just enough to compliment. Don't be overbearing with the corn.
Like half a cob. You don't
Half
want
a
whole-
cob at best.
You don't want a whole cob. Just right in here.
Right there with it. Right there with it.
Little
Just
salt,
a
little butter.
spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. You know, you get it.
Coco Jones, thank you. Thank you. We think you're really dope. We
Thank
think you're
you.
really
We
awesome.
appreciate the light.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Yeah.
your energy.
Pure
It's-
in RG.
Don't do that, because they could be a whole
Great
group
bring
right
back.
now.
Great bring back. Great.
It's what I do.
It's good. I'm never gonna live these points down.
No, you're still high up on the cool with us.
Nah,
you're
you got
still
it.
high up on the cool.
You got it. You got it.
Thank you.
I see so much dope shit in your future.
Thank you.
And I see it in the very simple space of you just being you.
Thank you.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? I absolutely that. You will never have to compromise who you are, and people are going to love it. They're already gravitating to it, and it's just going to keep taking you higher and higher and higher. So from R&B Money, you have our support. You have
Yeah.
anything you need from us.
Thank
that goes
you.
without saying.
Thank you. I need a hit song with a duet. Let's get into that.
Come
Easy.
on.
I needed
I
to
thought
get-
you were going to say
That
something.
sounds simple.
Yeah, that's easy.
That doesn't sound hard.
I thought, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get that in the schedule.
That's done. So listen, you just heard it first. There's gonna be some music.
Yeah. We
Some
doing
vocals.
some R&B Money. Coco Jones.
Yeah, R&B Money,
Yeah.
Coco Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Might have to get on the chain. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about it. I am Tank,
I'm Jay Valentine.
and this has been the R&B Money Podcast featuring the dopest.
Coco,
Coco
Jones.
Thank you, guys.
R&B money.